Armie, great to see you again.
Nice to see you as well.
You playing Marty in here. Does it give you that extra little boost knowing that you've been approved by Ruth herself, who's, you know, the closest person to any of this?
Yeah, it didn't hurt. It definitely didn't hurt. I know that she was very involved in the process, mostly because her nephew is the one who wrote the script. So while I don't know that she had casting approval per se, if she had an issue with me being cast, I'm sure she would have vocalized it, knowing the justice. She has no problem expressing her opinion. So to work on this and to get to meet her and to get to sort of deal with her and also to get to tell her story was an amazing opportunity.
I think I would always struggle with being a lawyer. I thought about it in the past as like careers and stuff, but yeah. I'm not good with arguments. I think I get too worked up.
Yeah.
How are you when it comes to that kind of thing? Are you quite persuasive, or you
it's
controlled?
Funny. I feel like there's like a preconceived notion about being a lawyer that it's mostly about arguing. I think probably 5% of a lawyer's job is spent arguing cases. 95% of it is spent sitting in a room reading old legal proofs and legal cases, which seems like the driest, most painful thing in the world to do.
Each of you ladies report who you are, where you're from, and why you're occupying a place at Harvard that could have gone to a man.
Have you ever been, as a man, been asked to justify your worth in a position?
Ooh, that's a very good question. I'm sure somewhere at some time I had, but never to the egregious level that Ruth had to.
Yeah, that just made me really angry.
Yeah, as it should.
Yeah. And I know it's only a small observation when I was watching, but I was very impressed by the chopping skills.
Thank you.
In the kitchen. Are you that good of a cook generally, or did you think, oh, they're going to show this on camera, I need to make sure I'm an expert at this?
No, I didn't know that they were going to show that on camera, but I knew that cooking was a huge part of Martin. It was a huge part of his personality. He loved to entertain. He loved to cook. I also love to entertain. I love to cook. I do all of the cooking in our house, and it was great to get to chop in a movie because you get to do all the chopping, and then you do the sautéing, you do the flambeing, and all that stuff, and then they call cut, and someone else comes in and cleans everything up, and then puts fresh ingredients down for you, and then you just do it again.
That is the dream. What's your speciality?
It depends. I mean, I cook breakfast every morning, so it's normally omelets or anything like that, and then lunch, dinners, steaks, fish, whatever.
Wow, dream husband.
I know.
God,
I know.
That's what I need to find.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for. And obviously, another thing that comes up in here is change. You either change minds or change laws. Or you have to change minds before you can change laws. Which one do you think is more important? Changing people's minds, as a whole, or changing the laws so that people learn from that?
I think they're both equally important. If you ask Justice Ginsburg, whose entire life is the law, then she would probably say changing minds is fine, but until you change the law, you haven't actually affected a long-lasting change, because people do change their minds. That's what we do. But in her opinion, I would say, without putting words in her mouth, is that if you can change the laws, then you truly change the future.
Yeah. And do you think in our lifetime, because we're not all the way there yet.
Right.
Do you think in our lifetime we will see it? I
mean, one would hope. I mean, if when you see this movie, you see where we were in the 50s and 60s and 70s and how far we've come since then. But then, in the process of celebrating how far we've come, then all of a sudden you've got, boom, Harvey Weinstein, Me Too, all of that. So it's not done. I mean, it's definitely not a battle that's been won, but it's a battle that continues to be waged, and that's a good thing.
What? Yeah!
The stuff in the school at home.